war in West Asia has entered its 16th day. The situation on the ground is escalating. Both sides are intensifying pressure militarily, strategically, and economically. As Iran maintains a chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz, the US is threatening to destroy its biggest oil export hub, Kharg Island. The small island is Iran's oil lifeline, and it handles nearly 90% of Iran's oil exports. Iran has effectively tightened its grip over the Strait of Hormuz, signaling that it is prepared to choke the route if the conflict escalates further. As many as 20 tankers have been hit as hundreds remain stranded in the narrow sea lane between Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman. The response from Washington has been equally sharp. US President Donald Trump has issued a direct warning against targeting Kharg Island, Iran's most important oil export terminal. The US has already hit Kharg Island once, and Trump now says that he may do it again, even suggesting that it could happen just for fun. According to a report by the Institute for the Study of War, nearly 90 targets on Kharg Island were struck during the US attack. Those strikes damaged and destroyed Kharg's military cover. Iran's most critical oil infrastructure is now exposed. Another US strike could have a devastating impact on Iran's oil facilities and its revenue lifeline. Tehran, however, is not backing down. Iran has issued a clear warning. If its energy infrastructure is targeted, it could strike oil companies linked to the United States, and this is across the West Asian region. A crucial oil port in the Emirates was reportedly hit. Smoke rose from Port Fujairah as Iran blamed UAE for providing base for the attack on Kharg. Meanwhile, Washington is preparing its next strategic move. Trump is now pushing for a naval coalition to secure shipping lanes in the Strait of Hormuz. Trump wants countries including the United Kingdom, France, Japan, South Korea, and even China to send warships to secure the route. Initially, US had said that they would themselves provide escort services, armed escorts in the Strait of Hormuz, now asking these nations. Iran, on the other hand, has sent a message of its own. Tehran says that the Strait of Hormuz remains open for business, but not for those aligned with the US and Israel. Both sides are now pushing directly on each other's pressure points. A high-stakes teardown is underway, and the future of this conflict may ultimately depend on one question: who blinks first? Whether it be the Kharg Island from the US or Iran's play on the Strait of Hormuz, as they both hang on to their strategic place. All right, to discuss more on this West Asia war, I was earlier joined by Captain Alok Bansal, Director of India Foundation and Executive Director of South Asian Institute for Strategic Affairs. Here's what he had to say.
See, firstly, India is one of the few countries that could mediate, actually, that could credibly mediate, because we have good relations with both United States and Iran, and we are in communication with them. And at the moment, of course, for Government of India, it's very important that its shipments from Persian Gulf continue to Indian ports unhindered. But at the same time, we need to understand that most of the production facilities are shutting down because Iraqi oil production, they had no storage, they have shut down. More importantly, Qatari gas production, the LNG liquefaction plants, etc., have actually shut down, and it will take considerable time to revive them. So this being the case, we may start facing problem. But Indian Navy is one of the few navies that has today the capability to escort its ships. Of course, we are in touch with Iranians and keeping them informed that Indian ships are going out. So that will be a better option, so that there are no conflict or there is no confusion. Because as it appears that in Iran, the command and control has got so decentralized that a central authority is not able to control it completely. And that's probably the reason why you are seeing attacks on friendly countries from Iran's perspective, like Oman and Turkey, which have not really come out openly against Iran, but you are seeing attacks against them. This probably, to my mind, is a factor of decentralization that has taken place, where individual commanders are autonomously taking decisions. So in that sort of a scenario, even if the central authority says, yes, we will allow so-and-so ships to pass by, you need to be a little careful. And I think to that effect, Indian naval ships escorting the tankers would be a good proposition.